everyone, the most awaited video is finally here. Today I'll be discussing the complete strategy for English language, how you can score above 95%, the format, how to improve English, composition, comprehension, letter writing, notice, email, everything, how to be creative, how to be original, what resources to use, every single thing covered in just one video. If you watch this video till the end, I can promise you that you will not require any other video related to English language ICSE class 10 on YouTube. This video is completely sufficient and it will ensure that you get 95 plus easily. It is very procedural. Starting with the books that I would recommend for English language. Number 1, English Language Exam 18. That book is a life changer, especially for grammar, prepositions, conjunctions. That book is 100% my favorite book for English language. It will actually change your life, but they stopped selling it. That is the sad part. But you could get the PDF on my Telegram channel. It is probably the best book that you will ever find. Like, all questions are given and there are so many sentences and they've provided the answer along with it. What else do you want? Having the answers for the grammar portion is required because you cannot trust Google, YouTube, anywhere. You need an authentic answer key which you will not find anywhere except for that book. That is my favorite book ever. Then Total English Class 10. That is also a very nice book for compositions, comprehensions, everything. If you want to practice, I personally did not practice a lot of comprehensions at home. I only did the ones that our teacher made us do in class. So I wouldn't recommend practicing that a lot, but other than that, composition topics, letters, emails, all the topics are really important. All the papers that are available in Total English should be completed by you completely because that gives you a lot of practice and it will really help you build your concepts and everything. How to practice? So for practice, I would say you need to practice multiple times. Like, if you've taken 10 years papers, I've probably done the English language 10 year papers maybe 5 to 6 times at least. I'm not even kidding because I remember doing it so many times just because it's important, like if you're not completely thorough with your grammar and formats, then when you get your question paper, you will not be able to answer. You'll be confused and you'll waste time. It's a lot easier and better if you just practice multiple times, especially tenses. People make a lot of mistakes. I used to make a lot of mistakes, but I practiced so much that I almost, reached perfection. Just imagine if you score full marks in the grammar section, your marks will increase so much, and it is really easy to do so. It's not difficult and you just need to practice. And for that, I would say practice the exam 18 book at least 3 to 4 times, at least the 10 years paper 5 to 6 times, at least the grammar portion. Other than that, 1 time or 2 times is good. When should you start 10-year papers? You should start 10-year papers right now. As soon as your half-yearly exams are over, get done with the English language section, complete English language paper, because see, biology, physics, chemistry, all other subjects require the syllabus to be complete and then only you can attempt the entire paper. But for English language, you already know what is going on. You know how compositions work, you know how comprehensions work. Everything is already known, right? So you can start the paper easily. So it is very important that you start. Like for me especially, I started English language and Hindi paper right in the beginning of the year. I didn't wait for it at all. As soon as I started my 10th, I started doing papers of English language and Hindi because they don't have any requirements as such. You can just do it. So I would tell you, do it. And 10-year papers, comprehensions are important. I would tell you, do that much, and I think that much is enough. You don't need to practice any other book for that. For notice and email, there are very less books which have the correct format. And in today's video, I'll also be sharing the complete format, which is the correct format for ICSE class 10 English language. All the formats. So starting with notice writing. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to write. First is the title, which is of 1 mark. Then you write what is it about. Like if it's a competition, then you write competition, the complete name. The format over here is on, from, at. So on this date, from this to this time, and at the location there should be a small location and a big location. For example, this hall in this school, so you can see the marks I've written. This is for 1 mark, this is for 1 mark, this is for half, and this is half plus half, so don't forget. This complete portion is of 1 mark. So first you need to mention your target audience, like all the pupils from class 8 to 10 who wish to participate are to give their names to Mrs. T. Baker on or before 25th June 2020. So just keep the dates accordingly. Like if I put 24th June over here, then I'll put 29th June. Like, keep it close, not too far. Target audience, who to contact to, and time deadline. So these 3 things need to be mentioned. Points to remember: heading should be creative and interesting. Event must give it a personal touch. Over here, I could have just written inter-school debate competition, but I wrote Cheta Memorial. Don't write this itself. You can write anything else. Just be creative. Date has to be written within a month of the date of the examination. Time, proper duration, venue, small venue, big venue, half plus half. Last line, target audience, who to submit names to, deadline for submission of names. Paragraph form is not accepted, central alignment is required. Central alignment means in the middle. Heading should not be the name of the school or notice. Don't write notice or the name of the school. Like in CBSE, the format is a bit different, so don't try to copy that. Do not see notices and emails from Google because they are all wrong. English only, no vernacular. The language should be in English completely. Event, special name like Boris Memorial. Date should not be the exam date, within a month. As I said earlier, spelling of the month should be correct. Please know the spellings, don't make mistakes. The exam is during February, March, April, that time. Just know the spelling of the month you're giving your exam in, and even the next month. Deadline for submission of names must be at least a week after the day of giving the notice. Just screenshot this and this, it'll help you practice. Then moving on to email. So your school is organizing an inter-school quiz competition. Write an email. So first we'll write the email ID. Everything should have a left alignment. Like notice has central and email is left. So you need to remember and keep practicing this at home. If you don't practice without seeing, you will forget. So I would tell you, just practice without seeing also at home. So first we write the email, then we write invitation to Dear Madam. Please don't write ma'am. Ma'am is not allowed. Write madam or sir. So there is 1 mark for date, time and venue, and there is 1 mark for the body. There should not be any apostrophe for yours or anywhere over here. Just copy everything exactly. Where I put a comma, full stop, everything should be exactly like this. You can see another example. Just take a screenshot of this. Introduction line has half a mark. Body has 2 marks. 1 mark for the info, date, time, venue, which has to match your notice. And the second mark is for additional info. 4 to 5 points. How many, class, when to be present, materials. And closing sentence is half a mark. You can use faithfully or truly, do not use sincerely, because many students make a spelling mistake over there. So our teachers would tell us to use only faithfully and truly. Moving on to letter. So for letter there are 2 formats. One is the old format and one is the new format. So this is the new format. I would tell you to strictly follow this because it is easy to remember and it's correct, 100% correct. So first you'll write your address. This is not my address, don't worry, I'm not leaking anything. Then you put the date of the exam, then the person you're sending the letter to. This is a formal letter, by the way. So then you start the letter like this. Okay, you should learn at least 4 to 5 letters so you can write in the exam. You don't have to make it up. Just learn it and just copy paste, Formal letters are 100% recommended by me. I would never do informal letters because number 1, waste of time. Number 2, you don't get marks. You should only attempt the formal letter. I strongly stand by this statement. Do not do informal letters unless you're really good at it. But personally, I would say don't, because number 1, it's a waste of time. Number 2, chances of making mistakes is very high. So chances of losing marks is also very high. And it's just easier to do formal. The structure is the same for every single letter. If you learn 3 to 4 formal letters at home, you'll be able to do any formal letter that comes in your exam. Just do the 10 years papers and just learn their answers and you'll be done. you'll be good to go. I'll still show you the informal letter format. Here's the address, the date of the exam. Then you write Dear Sally, you write like this. Take a screenshot please to see. In the end you have to write yours lovingly, Nehal. Just the first name, and don't put an apostrophe for yours like generally students put, and they lose a mark. Informal letter, the format is for 2.5 marks, body is for 2.5 marks, and expression is for 5 marks. So like this could be your address, Dear Anita, है ना? For parents, grandparents, near relatives, siblings, friends, mother, grandfather, father, grandmother. Good language, warm and friendly. Expression means the way you've written the complete letter, like you know how warm and friendly your letter is, how informal it is basically. So first you have to write the address, which is for half a mark, then the date, which is for half a mark. Dear Anita, that's for half a mark, for to whoever you're sending the letter to. With love, yours lovingly, Nehal, that is the complete portion is for 1 mark. No full name, no apostrophe, not compulsory with love. So you can just write yours lovingly and your name, or you could just add with love. This does not have any mark, but you can write if you want. And especially for letters, I would say, for example, if you have this much of space left on a page, just skip it and just start on a new page, because the format just looks better that way, and you know you will not lose marks. For example, you've done a question in your exam and there is this much of space left. Don't start the letter, notice, email, anything over here, because the format doesn't look good. You should definitely start on a new page. And here are some prepositions in the end of the video. Can you score full marks in English language? Is it difficult? See, people can score full marks in English language. That is possible, but that is very difficult. Like generally students don't score full marks, but you can easily score a 97, 98, 99, even 100, but 97, 98 is pretty common and you can do it too. So you need to keep practicing. Grammar should be perfect. You need to do a lot of question papers. I would recommend doing papers from different schools as well, which you will find on my Telegram channel. And also check out this English language video. It will really help you, because in that video I shared the complete marking scheme of the board for one paper, that was the 2020 paper. So you should definitely check it out. How to be good at compositions. So for compositions, I would tell you practice is the only way you can get good marks in compositions. I had a few composition books that I have shared in this video right here. You could check those out, get them, or you could get any other book that is available in your local store. It really doesn't have to be the same. Just see the book. If you like it, get it, but don't get complicated ones like with long essays. You do not need that much. You just need short essay books that you read, you get some points. You should practice at least 10 to 15 compositions at home. Other than that, I would tell you, if you're practicing more topics for composition, then I would tell you take a pen, take your book and just write it in point form, so you know what you want to write. Basically ऐसा मत करना कि कोई specific question पे ज़्यादा time दे रहे हो तो बाकी questions में time बचा ही नहीं. You know, just manage your time very nicely in the paper so that you don't miss out on anything. I would tell you do the grammar portion first. Notice, email, these portions are very scoring. You can get a 5 out of 5 in email, notice, and then full marks even in the letter. You may lose half a mark, 1 mark at max in letter and even in composition. So that is where you need to be careful, and even in comprehension you can easily score full marks. If you see the complete paper part by part, it is really easy to score full marks. Then why can't you score full marks in the entire paper? You know, you can definitely do it. So I would tell you, just keep practicing, stay motivated, do your half yearlies nicely, do your boards nicely, do your pre-boards nicely, and then obviously your board exams are gonna be there and you're gonna kill it. Check out my ICSE class 10 playlist and also how to score 100 out of 100 in ICSE class. Both of them are linked in the description, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this. Like if you want this video for any other subject, and share it with your friends, help them out so they can help you, and come back at 5 PM tomorrow for a brand new video. I'll see you jaldi.